His opponent in the red corner hails from Venezuela. He's wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He has a professional record of 26 wins, 1 loss, 3 draws. He weighed in today at 128 1/2 pounds. Antonio Esparragoza. Referee Al Munoz with the instructions.
Si cae 3 veces en un round, la pelea se termina. La cuenta mandatoria de 8 está en efecto. Cuando hay un knockdown, tiene que irse a la esquina neutral para comenzar el contado. Y cuando le diga que se separen, quiero que hagan caso al mandato. Choquen la mano y salgan peleando.
This bout scheduled for 10 rounds.
They're featherweights, and again, Esparragoza, the young man you look at right now, already has a fight that could get him a world championship coming up in February with the current WBA champion Stevie Cruz in Fort Worth. A tune-up fight for him here tonight against Octavio Quinones out of Juarez, Mexico, fighting out of El Paso. And we'll find out how long the young man of the dark trunks can stand up against this outstanding featherweight.
He's outstanding. Of course, anytime you take a tune-up fight, you have to be very serious when you're in the ring, but I don't think that Quinones is any real threat at all. He looks very weak to me, and you know, it's been said so many times in the boxing rituals that everyone has to take on a duck every once in a while.
Esparragoza, again, just wanting to sharpen those tools. He has been looking for the fight with the champion, He thought he might was going to get Perry McGuiggans, of course, and Stevie Cruz kind of ended that in a hurry. And now he has a chance to fight Cruz, but it will be in Cruz's hometown. So he's getting a little of that outside competition here in Phoenix, Arizona, coming from his native Venezuela.
You know, it's a good fight to take when you look at the scheduling. He's going to be fighting for the title in February. You know, I do like something about him right so far. He has a good defensive posture. But then again, he is so much taller than Stevie Cruz. Could present a problem. I'm looking forward to that fight.
Both fighters weighing in at 128.5. Esparragoza was quite concerned with his weight. As a matter of fact, he came into the press room area where the scales were located the last 2 or 3 days and weighed about virtually every 4 to 5 hours. But I had to tell him one time that the scales were not in there. I do not speak any Spanish, so quite obviously that was a very no-win situation for both of us there.
I tell you, that's one thing a fighter shouldn't have to worry about when he's coming into a fight in tip-top condition, whether he will make the weight. You know, when you talk about making the weight, I think that was the psychological edge that thrown Donald Carey in his fight with Lloyd Hunnigan. Thinking about making the weight. When you have to think about that all the time, it really becomes something that works against you.
Esparragoza, you can see, very much of a tactician, even though he got a looping right hand by Quinones. Look the way he rights himself very quickly. He just waits for that one punch. I'm not sure he wants to throw that one too many times, that looping right. But he leads with the left, follows it great with the right hand, shaking the right hand a little bit. I'm not so sure he didn't hurt that thing a little bit. Maybe that's just the style. Have not seen him fight yet, but this is my first opportunity.
Maybe Octavio will make me eat my words, calling him a duck so early in the fight.
Well, Esparragoza shakes the right hand all the time, so he did not hurt the fist. See him kind of shaking the right hand as he comes in.
I think that's a style of his. If you can recall back in the late 1970s, about 1979, 1981, there was, of course, a real nice bantamweight by the name of Jeff Chandler. He used to always shake the right hand.
Sam Smith along with Ronnie Duncan as we are just underway in round 1. This is set for 10 tonight in the featherweight. Number 1 ranked in the WBA in the red. Esparragoza, and again, Quinones out of Juarez, Mexico, fighting out of El Paso now in the dark trunks. He's a journeyman at 15-4, and he fights on in round 1. We'll be back to start round number 2 of this action from Phoenix in a moment.
And then come over top with the right hand.
Again, the whistle does not sound to give the seconds in the corner the 10 seconds to get out of the ring, and they're all in there when the bell goes off, and we're underway in round number 2. The Venezuelan in the red again has done very well through round number 1, even though Quinones looped a couple of right hands to the head. Esparragoza didn't show any ill effects of either one of the punches, stayed in there very steadfast, and you can see the very meticulous style that he comes under.
Sam, what we saw there was a very sneaky right hand. And once again, he tried to deliver it, but pretty soon you're going to find out that Esparragoza will get the timing of that and will counter that with the left.
Quinones, in his last fight in Fort Worth, was knocked out in the second round by a very good featherweight contender in the name of Robert Byrd, an amateur out of the Fort Worth, Dallas area. And Byrd wasted no time as Esparragoza gets another right hand. He's got 2 in a row there. Quinones taking them both, but he will take some abuse there and comes back out to the center of the ring, dreaming now that he doesn't want to get that right hand again.
I tell you, when Esparragoza moves that right hand, sometimes it can be a little paralyzing. Who knows? I mean, it's almost like putting a guy under hypnosis. Look at this. Look at this. It's coming to you.
Is that a bit of the Cobra act here?
A bit of the Cobra. You never know.
Antonio may have let him off the hook a little bit as he wades in, looping the right hands to the body. Got 2 solid right hands on Quinones. Had him in trouble. There's another good right hand. Quinones is fighting on pure perseverance right now in round 2.
For young fighters watching this fight, look at Esparragoza, because what he's doing is that he's moving in combinations. He's putting everything together. He's going to the head, he's digging to the body, offsetting this man, and really offsetting the balance, not giving this guy a chance to really set up.
These are the featherweights tonight in one of our preliminary bouts. Certainly a top contender in Antonio Esparragoza. Well, we got the future champions coming our way. The number 1 and 2 contenders in the WBA junior featherweight. Espinoza along with Beloy. That'll be our main event coming up in just a few moments.
Good body puncher.
Esparragoza really going to work now.
I tell you, good body puncher, and he is definitely digging. Reminds you in his younger days when he was digging very hard.
Also excellent condition. Does not even seem to be breathing hard here as he is in the closing 30 seconds of this, the second round. And another right hand. Quinones really kind of fell through the rope.
Good gesture, though, because he could have jumped on it. Remember, we're talking about boxing, and the referee tells you, protect yourself at all times.
A.E., the initials of the young man in the red on his trunks.
Antonio.
Antonio doing well in round number 2. But he has got a great determined look on his face as the bells sound in Phoenix, Arizona tonight. Glad you could join us. This is championship night. The WBA junior featherweight title. Luis Espinoza will go up against Tommy Beloy in our main event later tonight. Right now in the red from Venezuela, Antonio Esparragoza, along with Octavio Quinones from Munoz, Mexico. Antonio in the red, and he has had control almost from the very start of this fight.
Look at the authority he's showing in his punches right now. You would think perhaps maybe he threw maybe a stronger punch in the second round, but he just, I mean, unleashed a right hand that really set this guy saying, where in the world am I?
I thought maybe Stevie Cruz might come to Phoenix to watch this fight. Certainly somebody from the Dade Gorman stables out of Fort Worth. I have the word that they did not make it, but you know there'll be a tape in their machine in the very few days to look at this young man.
I tell you, when you talk about Stevie Cruz, you talk about a very talented fighter. That fight with Barry McGuigan, he displayed so much talent, and he is perhaps one of the finest counterpunchers in that division.
He may need it the way this young man's fighting here tonight. I think the one thing that stands out in Stevie Cruz's fights with McGuigan is the fact that Cruz was out of that fight in about the 8th or 9th round and went 15 to win it. What perseverance. And there's a good right hand. Esparragoza trying to finish off Quinones here on the 3rd. And he's doing a good job of it. Quinones, a journeyman, 15-4, and he's down for the first time tonight.
Once again, it was a body shot right to the left kidney, and I mean, he put him down, and he's feeling the pain. This kid is going to give Stevie Cruz all that he can handle. A good technician, good defensive fighter. Think about it. How many times has he been hit clean?
Our last fight, an ill-advised continuation by the referee. It's a little better this time. Quinones was up. He was alert, had the gloves up, and also, even though he looks a little starry-eyed, he looked much better than the last fight that probably should not have gone on. And now Quinones is down, and now they're going to throw in the towel from across the ring. There it is.
They want to throw it in
The
because
towel
of
is
the
in. It is over. So Quinones will go down on the 3rd for the second time. The corner says that's enough. And Antonio Esparragoza has picked up his 27th win en route to a title shot against Stevie Cruz in February. We'll be back with the official time of the TK. Tommy Beloy for the vacant WBA World Championship tonight. It's set to go 50.
Tonight, as befits the rules of the WBA, we will have 4 judges.